Welcome to The Update. I'm your host, Karan Bathija.
And I'm your much cuter host, Sarah Clifton.
That was just rude. Last week, thousands of Catholics gathered on Copacabana Beach in Brazil for one of the largest religious gatherings in the world. Pope Francis convened the gathering as part of his plan to re-energize the church.
This new modern Catholic church has many intrigued and none so more than our very own theological expert, Robert Muncaster. Robert?
Thanks, Sarah. There's been quite a buzz lately when it comes to the new Heavenly Father, as his hit persona has caught the attention of not only the younger generation, but also some of the non-believers as well. His holy Calabunganess has adopted new ways to communicate the word by using new age media such as Twitter, which is quite a change from the traditional divine ways of communication from the big guy upstairs, such as flaming bushes or burnt toast. But with this new popularity brought to the papacy by Francis, many, including myself, think back to the old days of Pope Benedict, which brings me to my recurring segment, Where Are They Now? Old Popes Edition. See, many think back to the days of Benedict with either bliss or a sudden state of amnesia, but I can fondly remember the old days as a time of total unimportant scandal cover-ups, some interesting wardrobe ideas, and principles that would probably cause Rush Limbaugh to have a nocturnal emission. But besides spending his summers on the Death Star or starring in amateur productions of The Wizard of Oz, I imagine Benedict spent his time doing Pope-C kind of stuff, which can only make his time in retirement ever so uneventful. So here at The Update.
Whoa, Robert, don't bring us into this. We at The Update do not agree or endorse these statements. Please do not send us...
Shh, Sarah, it's mine. All right. Anyways, here at The Update, we've came up with some fewer activities old Ben has probably taken up as he waits for his eventual jump into the eternal waiting room. I like to imagine with all his spare time, Mr. Baggy Eyes has taken it up to himself to try his first McRib, maybe decide to try a polyester and linen suit, flip Leviticus the bird and try growing his tomatoes next to his cassavas. My guess is that when he's not busy forwarding St. Peter's messages to his voicemail, the holiness that was is probably getting caught up with his must-read list and enjoying some time in the sun. You see, it's not easy retiring from what's arguably one of the most powerful positions in the world, especially when that position has historically had its own eviction-based retirement plan. But unless Benedict decides to click his red slippers 3 times and magically get teleported to the promised land, well, you can't blame a guy for trying to live up for what time he has left. YOLO!
Thank you, Robert. That's enough of that.
Now for a dive into the world of sports, we bring in local Cable 8 analyst Ben Dupé. Ben?
Thanks, Karan. It's been a rough week for San Francisco 49ers linebacker Aldon Smith. He was arrested for a DUI on Friday, had to play on Sunday, and go to rehab on Monday. Poor guy. He's just lucky he doesn't go to school here. He'd have to finish out his term as president. The Heat and the Nets are donning special jerseys for next week's game featuring the players' nicknames. They've probably already got them figured out, but here's some suggestions from our sports writers anyway. Chris Anderson will be called Inkblot, Chris Bosch will be called the Bostridge, and Greg Oden won't be called anything because putting a nickname on the back of a suit jacket is just tacky. Arizona Cardinals safety Rashad Johnson lost part of his finger in last Sunday's game against the Saints. When asked on which play he hurt himself, Rashad said he couldn't quite put his finger on it. When doctors told him if he'd ever play again, Rashad gave them the finger and then they gave it back. Baltimore Ravens receiver Jacoby Jones is recovering after a stripper he was partying with smashed a bottle of champagne over his head. Let this be a lesson to you kids. Don't make fun of a stripper's C-section scar. You're likely to get a scar of your own. That's all for sports. Well, not all, but all I remember anyway. Back to you.
Last week, Disney announced it would no longer be allowing disabled persons to cut to the front of lines at their theme parks.
The reasons for that ban? Too many people faking injuries in order to get to the front of the lines. The Update's own resident ranter, Kelsey Meyer, is here in the studio with her opinion. Kelsey?
Thanks, Karan. Well, Disney, way to go! Slow claps for you guys. You figured it out. Looks like I won't be riding Space Mountain 47 times a day anymore.
Kelsey, You're saying you actually faked a disability to ride a roller coaster?
Of course I did. Have you seen those lines? I love Disney too, but that also doesn't make me a chum. And besides, I'm an actor.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it okay. What about people who really have disabilities?
Well, thanks to Disney, they'll have to wait in lines now too. This is what I'm saying. It's totally not cool to do that, Disney. I always knew you guys were evil.
I think it's people like you who actually ruined it for everybody else, not Disney.
Typical Sarah, side with the big business. Yeah, the fakers are the ones who are the bad guys. You know, that is so prejudiced. My whole family were fakers, including my great-great-grandpappy, Johnny, where's the call? Johnson. I can't help it. I gotta fake it to make it. I haven't cited a real source on an essay since elementary school. This hair? Not real. I'm completely bald.
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time believing that one.
Yeah, Kelsey, I think you might be taking this a little too far. The floor director's looking at me like I should say something, but
Look, all I'm saying is this. Disney, you don't like us fakers, but everything you do is fake. Whether it's telling all little girls they can be princesses while simultaneously insisting they fit into a matching set or accentuating ancient and hurtful stereotypes. Disney, you're the best fakers in the game.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break.
please come back after.
What?
There's a very dangerous disease making its way through Greek Row.
The Update's own Jordan Kawachi has more on this developing story.
It starts as just an innocent night out on Greek Row and turns into a day of terror.
Oh my god!
Sticky blackened feet can only mean one thing. You've got the Frat Foot. Frat Foot is a highly contagious infection often located on the foot. Frat Foot can be contracted in places such as live-outs, basements, sleeping porches, and dance floors. The exact cause of Frat Foot is still unknown. Side effects might include, but aren't limited to, visible black rings of gunk, sticky feet, pungent odors, headaches and or migraines, agitation to light and or sound, nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, depression, anxiety, and in some rare cases, rejection. Ugh. If you or a loved one has been affected by Frat Foot, please call our specialty helpline. That number is 1-800-STICKY-ICKY. Once again, that number is 1-800-STICKY-ICKY. Thank you.
Gross.
Welcome back to the Update.
It seems like these days, everyone's trying to make it big on the internet.
Of course, the Update is already a wildly successful online show with tens of viewers each day. Here to share some of our secrets is tech correspondent Winston McWhirter. Winston?
Thanks, Sarah. There are several ways to boost one's online presence. First and foremost, be opinionated. Saw a video about how cats are awesome? Leave a comment about how Obamacare has destroyed American hope. It doesn't matter how unrelated it is. In fact, that's a good thing. Secondly, make friends. This may seem like it clashes with the first one, but trust me, when you're spouting bizarre, inane opinions and creeping people out on chat roulette, you'll meet lots of like-minded individuals. I, for one, like to go on Craigslist and offer to tattoo things on my body. Not where anyone can see, of course. Lastly, be annoyed. Watch this. Hey, Karan, you want to see my new tan? You want to see my new dog? I've got a dog. Karan.
What?
See, he didn't want to listen to me, but I got him in the end. Trust me, annoying equals profit. Just think of how much money Skrillex has made.
But what about quality? If something is good, won't it just spread around anyways?
Oh, Sarah, trust me, I'm a business major. I learned all of this from professionals.
You're a fine arts major. We just said you were a tech expert because we're lazy and thought it'd be funny.
Sarah, on the internet, you are who you want to be. I have not one, but 4 separate Facebook accounts, and all of them are almost reaching max friend count.
Really?
Yep.
Each with their own friends, or?
Yep, each one.
I mean, don't you think that's kind of weird? How do you know any of these people?
I met them online, of course, using all the same steps I just outlined. Trust me, it works. Tell me, Sarah, does the name Jason Hamdinger mean anything to you?
How do you know that name, Winston?
Oh, Jason, I need you so bad. I can't handle the waiting.
Winston McWhirter, everyone.
Is Winston okay?
No.
We'll be right back. For everything sassy and glamorous, let's send it over to Jordan Kawachi for our entertainment news. Jordan?
Spanks, y'all. It's been a busy week for me. What with the new Grand Theft Auto coming out, I just haven't had time for anything.
How is a video game entertainment?
Oh, Sarah, you've obviously never played it. There's so much to do. Just last week, I dressed my character up, went to the movies, and then went for a bike ride.
Really? Isn't the game about stealing cars and committing crimes?
Only a teensy part of it. Next, you're going to tell me that it encourages violent behavior.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. Moving on. Pop star Justin Bieber was deported back to Canada yesterday, along with Dan Aykroyd, Hayden Christensen, and Mike Myers. Canadian officials quickly sent the group back, saying they didn't want them either. Miley Cyrus is hosting SNL. I know, it's terrible, but we've come up with a way to make it fun. With alcohol, of course. Simply drink every time she sticks her tongue out, twerks, or grabs herself inappropriately. You should be completely blacked almost every time, which might actually make SNL funny again. We here at The Update think the similarities between Bieber and Cyrus go past their combined goal of corrupting our youth. Is it so crazy to think they're actually the same person? I mean, not only were they both child stars thrust into the limelight before they were ready, but they have the exact same haircut. That's what happens when you scrape the bottom of the cloning tube and reuse it, I guess. Wait, that's it? Okay, back to you, Sarah.
Jordan Kawachi, everybody.
That's it for the update. I'm Karan Bathija.
And I'm Sarah Clifton. Thanks for watching.